Money, 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 money! Sequels, prequels, reboot, sequel, prequel, reboot, requels, whatever, and a touch of originality. Who's gonna take home some box office cash? Stick around and see what I think. Coming right at you. Yeah! What's going on, Den Dwellers? Scott here once again in the Movie Den. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Real quick, I'm still on the road to 200 subscribers, so if you're new to the channel, please help a little guy grow to his full potential. Just hit that subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate it. Now, with a plethora of sequels, franchise entries, and promising new films gracing our screens, 2024 promises to be a thrilling year for theater goers worldwide. And as I embark on my journey of speculation and anticipation, I find myself brimming with excitement and curiosity about which films will hook audiences and dominate the box office charts. From the eagerly awaited sequels that continue beloved storylines like Dune Part 2, to fresh narratives that promises something new like Civil War, there's no shortage of films to look forward to this year, guys. Whether it's the latest installment in Legendary's Monsterverse with Godzilla x Kong, Deadpool and Wolverine, or Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I just hope each movie brings its own unique blend of excitement that comes with that anticipation. As I dive into my box office predictions, I do so with that sense of excitement and anticipation, eager to see how my predictions stack up against the reality of ticket sales and audience reception. Will my forecasts prove accurate, or will the unpredictable nature of the film industry surprise us once again? Only time will tell. Getting into it, I'm going to predict both the opening domestic box office as well as my thoughts on the final worldwide take on the box office. Opening on March 8th is Imaginary, horror film by Blumhouse about a killer bear. Should do well. These movies are made for like 20-30 million and usually make their budget back during the first weekend. So I'm going to project a opening weekend of about 35 million with a total worldwide take of 175 million. Also on March 8th is Kung Fu Panda 4. Came out of the blue. Kids love this stuff. It's going to do pretty well, I think. I predict an opening weekend between 75 and 80 million, with a total worldwide take of, I'd say, about 550 million, based on the previous Kung Fu Panda films. Opening March 15th, and probably my most anticipated film this year, Dune Part 2. Early reviews that have just come out have this thing being hailed as a masterclass in sci-fi. Part 1 was released during the height of the pandemic and made 41 million when it opened day and date on HBO Max. It made a worldwide total of about 400 million. People wanted to see it, and they did. I think this one will be taking in way more cash than Part 1 because we got people going back to the theaters and pandemic's pretty much over. So I'm projecting an opening weekend of 75 to 85 million with a worldwide take of somewhere between 750 to 800 million. Opening March 22nd is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Everyone that liked Ghostbusters Afterlife are going to go see this one. I mean, we're back in New York at the old firehouse Winston bought in the post-credit scene in Afterlife. So I think it'll do fairly well, and I'm projecting an opening weekend of between 45 and 55 million with a total worldwide take of 300 to 350 million. Opening March 29th is the latest in Legendary's Monsterverse, Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. The kid in me couldn't be more excited to see this film next month, and I think it's going to score some serious cash. I'm projecting an opening weekend of 75 to 80 million, with a total worldwide take somewhere between 750 to 800 million. I really think this is going to be a hit this year. Opening April 5th is Monkey Man by Jordan Peele. Although Jordan Peele's films are hit or miss for me, his films usually do pretty well in the box office here in the States anyways. So I'm predicting a opening weekend between 35 and 45 million, with the total worldwide take somewhere between 150 and 200 million. Also on April 5th is The First Omen. Honestly, this came out of nowhere for me, everyone really, and I don't think this prequel to the Omen franchise is going to bring much in cash unless it can really bring something fresh. And it probably won't. So I'm predicting an opening weekend between 10 and 15 million, if that. with a total worldwide somewhere between 55, 65 million maybe. Drop on April 12th is Sting, a little spider film. Well, a little film about a giant spider, an indie film made in Australia. And after seeing the trailer recently, I came across it online. I'm game. However, because it doesn't have proper marketing, I do not think it'll do too well here in the States. I'm projecting a $5 to $15 million opening weekend with a worldwide take of approximately $55 million. Also on April 12th is Civil War. During an election year, with people expressing how if it came down to it, Civil War will arise at some point. Well, it looks like Alex Garland has made a film to live out those people's fantasies. Kinda. I'm projecting an opening weekend of 30 to 40 million with a worldwide take of somewhere between 250, 350 million. It looks really good. I'm hoping it does better than that. Opening April 19th, Abigail. People kidnap the daughter of a major underworld player only to discover that she is in fact a vampire. Trapped in the theater, they're fucked. Looks good. Opening weekend, 15 to 20 million. Total worldwide, 155 million. Also opening on the same day as Abigail is The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Guy Ritchie brings us a great cast and an outrageous true story about a secret British World War II organization, the Special Operations Executive. Founded by Winston Churchill, their irregular warfare against the Nazis helped to change the course of the war and give birth to modern black operations. I'm projecting an opening weekend of 35 to 45 million with a total worldwide take of 350 to 400 million. On May 3rd, we see the release of The Fall Guy. And this is based on the hit 80s TV show starring Lee Majors, stars Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. The trailer promises an explosive good time. If it can just keep from being a generic action flick, I think it'll do quite well. I'm projecting an opening of about 50 million with the total worldwide take somewhere between 300 and 400 million. On May 10th, we see another of my most anticipated films, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I've been a fan of the Apes franchise since the very first film in 1968. This last trilogy that concluded Caesar's story and War of the Planet of the Apes, I thought were very good, and I'm quite fond of them. This new film in the franchise that takes place, from what I understand, 300 years after War of the Planet of the Apes, it looks amazing, very reminiscent of the Apes film in 68. I'm projecting an opening weekend somewhere between 60 and 70 million, with a total worldwide take between 4 and 500 million. May 17th sees the release of The Strangers, Chapter 1, and this is supposed to be part of a new trilogy. I don't really have much to say. I thought the first Strangers film was okay. I didn't see this last one a few years back, but it has its fans. So I'm projecting an opening weekend of 25 million, with a total worldwide of 150 to 200 million. Also on May 17th, to compete with The Strangers Chapter 1 is If. Ryan Reynolds, Imaginary Friends, Cinema Gold, if done right. I'm projecting an opening weekend of 65 to 70 million, with a total worldwide somewhere between 500 to 600 million. May 24th sees the release of a new Garfield animated film. Lots of animated features this year will beat this one out, even though Chris Pratt lends his voice. I'm projecting open weekend 25 to 35 million with a worldwide total of probably somewhere between 250 and 350 million. Also on May 24th, something more for the adults, we have Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Now, Mad Max Fury Road was a huge hit and was nominated for numerous awards. I personally liked it. This prequel to that film looks like a Mad Max film without Mad Max, but if it can achieve to at least be as good, if not better, than Fury Road, it'll be a decent hit, and I'm really pulling for this one. George Miller's back, and I wouldn't see it without. Anyways, I project an opening weekend of 45 to 55 million, with a total worldwide of 400 to 450 million. Dropping on June 7th is Ballerina. Wait, stop, hold on a second. Editor Scott jumping in here. Look, yesterday it was announced that Ballerina will be now moved to June of 2025. They're going to do some reshoots and fine-tune it a little more. However, the Crow reboot has been moved into this June 7th slot, starring Bill Skarsgård. It's been in the works for many, 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 many years. Had different actors attached. Anyways, there's many fans of the original, so I am not quite sure. I haven't had a lot of time to really mull it over, but if it's a decent looking film, we haven't seen the trailer yet. If it's a decent looking film, I'm sure it'll bring in an opening weekend somewhere between 15 and 25 million. Hopefully it does more, but it's got to deliver. And I'll project a worldwide total of somewhere between 200 and 300 million, to be fair. Anyways, had to jump in here real quick. Let's get on with it. On June 14th, Inside Out 2 hit cinemas. Kiddos loved the first one. So this is destined to be a big hit for Pixar and Disney. And I'm projecting its opening weekend to be somewhere between 85 and 95 million, with a total worldwide take somewhere between 800 and 900 million. Also on June 14th, some more adult fare. We got all these animated films, so it's nice to have a alternate viewing for adults while they send their kiddos to these animated films. But anyways, Bad Boys 4, I love these films. Some of my favorite in the buddy cop genre. Liked Bad Boys for Life really well. So I'm projecting an opening weekend between 50 and 60 million. I think it will be a mild success, with a total worldwide somewhere between 300 and 400 million. Opening June 28th, A Quiet Place, Day 1. I'm really excited for this one. The Quiet Place franchise is some of the best in horror that I have seen in recent years, and these were legitimately scary movies. I loved the first film and thought the second one was close to being just as good as the first. Day 1, it's going to be a slaughter since no one knows what they're dealing with yet. With a completely different set of characters, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm projecting to open a weekend between 40 and 50 million, with the total worldwide 250, 300 million. So I'm hoping it does really well so we can get more in this universe. For the 4th of July holiday on July 3rd is Despicable Me 4. Yeah, going to be another one for the kiddos this year. It should do fine, and it will be released during that 4th of July holiday, so we get something for the family to go see. So I'm projecting an opening weekend somewhere between 65 and 75 million, with a total worldwide between 850 and a billion. July 19th sees Twisters hitting cinemas. I love the first film. This one looks exciting. I just don't want it to be a rehash of the first one with just 2 Twisters instead of 1. Opening weekend, I'm projecting 45 million, with a total worldwide somewhere between 350 and 450 million. And on July 26th, the cinemas will be packed with Deadpool and Wolverine. This one will definitely make all the box office cash this year, and then some. And it'll be the biggest film of the year, in my opinion. And people are dying to see this film. It's got the most viewed trailer ever. So, with an opening weekend, I'm predicting 100 to 125 million. I think it'll be the first solid super blockbuster this year, with a total worldwide take somewhere between 1 billion and 1.5 billion. Into August, on August 9th, we have Borderlines, a video game adaptation directed by Eli Roth and starring Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, and Jamie Lee Curtis. I really want this to be good for the future continued success of video game adaptations. Trailer looks good, looks colorful, looks fun, looks exciting, but we'll see. I'm predicting an opening weekend about 35 million, with a worldwide take somewhere between 250 and 350 million. On August 16th is Alien Romulus. I am so looking forward to this. I fucking love the first 2 films, Alien and Aliens. The rest were just meh to me. With a return to form promised by Fede Alvarez, though, I can only hope that it is the Alien film fans want, and the one I need. So I'm predicting a opening weekend between 45 and 55 million, with a total worldwide between 250 and 350 million, only because people are still a little leery of getting back into the Alien franchise, because they've been so disappointed with films like Prometheus and Alien Covenant. That's not to say they don't have their fans. I liked them for what they were, but you know, I want what I had in the first two Alien films. So let's hope that Fede Alvarez can deliver for us. Let's go. Let's just do it. Give me an Alien movie I fucking like. On August 30th, we see Kraven the Hunter. Maybe. We'll see. But I really don't have high hopes for this newest entry in the Sony Spider-Man-less Spider-Verse. Especially after the crucial nuking Madam Web has just recently got. I hope for the sake of Sony and their Spider-Verse that this is at least a couple steps up from Madam Web. So I'm projecting an opening weekend between 25 and 30 million, with a total worldwide take between 250 and 300 million. I hope it delivers. It's the first R-rated film in this Sony Spider-Verse. Opening on September 6th, the Beetlejuice. Gonna be a big nostalgia thing with this one. I'm really excited to see the return of Michael Keaton as the Ghostess with the Mostest Beetlejuice. We got Jenna Ortega in there, Tim Burton directing. I'm game. So I'm projecting an open weekend between 45 and 55 million. That's only because I think it'll take a minute to kick off. I'm hoping it does more, but I'm projecting 45 to 55 with a total worldwide between 350 and 450 million. On October 4th, we see the release of Joker, Folie à Deux. It's supposed to be a musical. Don't know how I feel about that yet. I might just wait for this one, even though I really enjoyed the dark themes of mental health issues displayed in the first film. Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn might work in this film if it's a musical. Probably will. She'll probably do great. She'll probably sing great. But I don't know, guys. I guess I'll see how it all plays out. So I'm projecting an opening weekend, 35 to 45 million. If it gets hooked by audiences right out the gate, I predict it'll do a lot more than that. But right now I'm holding with 35 to 45 million for the opening weekend, with the a worldwide take of 450, 500 million. We'll see. November 8th, Venom 3 drops. But Kraven the Hunter flops hard like Madam Web has. There might not be any hope for this film. Box office wise anyways, I think Venom is the best in the Sony Spider-Verse. The second was okay. But as hard as Sony has been falling with the Spider-Verse films, I hope Kraven Hunter does well. But who knows? Even if it does crappy, Venom 3 still might be a success, because that's the one people seem to be clinging on, that character anyways, in the Sony Spider-Verse. I predicted an opening weekend 75 to 85 million to be fair to it. Total worldwide 500 to 600 million. On November 22nd, Gladiator 2 releases. The movie that no one was expecting or even asked for. But the studio seems to be liking what they've seen and are going hard to put a lot into the marketing for this film before it's released. So here's to hoping. With an opening weekend, I predict 25 to 35 million. Total worldwide 300 to 400 million. On November 27th, we see another Disney animated release with Moana 2. This will probably be one of Disney's biggest hits, along with Inside Out 2, in my opinion. With the announcement of a live-action Moana film, fans will be all over this. So I'm predicting an opening weekend 55 to 70 million. I'm leaning more towards the 70 million, really, with a total worldwide box office right around 750 million. Also on the same day is Wicked. I love The Wizard of Oz, and this take has me scratching my head. The trailer has all style, no substance within the trailer. Didn't look good to me. I don't know. It didn't look like to be a winner. So opening weekend, I'm predicting 35 to 45 million just based on that trailer alone, with a total worldwide of 350 to 400 million. I don't know. What do you guys think on this one? Releasing on December 25th is a horror film, Nosferatu. Yes, a horror film on Christmas. But it's a Robert Eggers horror film. And he has emerged as a very talented filmmaker, in my opinion. I've really liked all the films he's done to date, and look forward to giving this one a look come Christmas this year. I'm predicting an opening weekend 35 to 45 million, with a total worldwide of 350 to 400 million. Well, that's all I have for you today, guys. What are some of your box office projections this year? Which films do you think will take home all the cash. Let me know in the comment section below. As a reminder, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Help a little channel grow. On the road to 200 subs. Please. Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, like and share with your peeps. Guys, again, it's been a pleasure. I'm Scott. This has been The Movie Den. What say you, Den Dwellers? See you on the next one. Yeah!